We're going to start with this one. A new anti-drunk driving law. We need to know about this.
Right. So there's been a problem of the authorities. So say, for example, there's been an accident and the driver seems drunk because he or she did drink. When by the time the authorities get there, the driver has fled the scene. It would be a hit and run. But by the time they catch up with the driver, they have, let's say, chugged a bottle of soju. So the breathalyzer test is kind of tricky because if, let's say, they blew a 0.72 on the breathalyzer test, how do we know whether that's from before the accident or from that bottle of soju they chugged right in front of the police?
Right.
This is called 술타기, which is like literally mixing alcohol. It's kind of like watering down, but maybe like alcoholing up would be the more...
the opposite.
The opposite, exactly. You're not watering down your blood alcohol concentration. You're actually boozing it up.
Okay.
Right. So that is a problem legally. And that is, by the way, the method that a lot of people, but namely singer Kim Ho-jung, used after his hit-and-run incident. So because that was such a public case, there has been a lot of public uproar. We covered that extensively. And this is also kind of called the Kim Ho-jung Prevention Act, dubbed that way by some in the lawmaking sphere. But here's the thing. After June 4th, under the revised Road and Traffic Act, that will be punishable by law. Very specifically. So if you use this so-called boozing up method to impede with the police's breathalyzer test or any blood alcohol concentration test, you may be sentenced to a minimum of 1 year in prison, up to 5 years, or a minimum fine of 5 million won up to 20 million won. By the way, it is important to note whenever there are minimums, sentencing minimums, that means that they're really taking the situation seriously. So there isn't going to be, you can't get any less than that. Also, the police said they will seize vehicles, so take cars away from people who are habitual drunk drivers. So what constitutes you as being a habitual drunk driver? If you've been caught with a DUI, driving under the influence, drunk driving, 4 or more times within a 5-year period, so almost every year, and that's just caught. We always say this. Multiple offenders,
4 or 5
that means
times.
they've been caught. Who knows how many times they've done it without getting caught or have caused fatal accidents. But I guess baby steps. Last year, Seoul Police alone says it seized 41 such vehicles. So hopefully they'll take that tool away from these drivers. We always have a lot to say about drunk driving.
We have a lot of room for growth. Well, next up, pretty much everyone has used or uses AI assistant, but OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has asked people not to do this one thing. So what is the thing that we're not supposed to do?
And he's going against what my mother told me. Always say please and thank you. It's like, Sam Altman, take it up with my mom. And I do have a question for our listeners who do use ChatGPT and other chatbots. Raise your hands. Do you say please or thank you to your chatbot? I do. Do you not?
No.
That's just sassy. Okay, because I know it uses data, and I always sit there for 2 seconds. I'm like, should I? But I don't feel comfortable not saying thank you. Back to news, because 67% of Americans do say thank you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm in the minority.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
You're doing what's better for the environment.
See?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
See?
Okay. So according to OpenAI founder Sam Altman, he was answering a question on social media from a user who asked the same question. Should we say thank you? He said, please don't, because just saying please or thank you, because then ChatGPT has to respond, oh, you're welcome, let me know, blah, blah, blah. It created, quote unquote, tens of millions of dollars in operational expenses in electricity cost. I mean, he did add, you never know. So that figure, tens of millions of dollars, might be a little bit tongue in cheek.
Right.
But still, it does cost money because AI chatbots rely on highly powered computing systems. So they do use massive amounts of electricity.
Yes.
These global data centers that power AI, they already account for 2% of all worldwide electricity computation.
Oh, seriously?
2%. It's huge. So this is, according to Goldman Sachs, each ChatGPT version 4, each question uses about 10 times more electricity than you would on a Google search. Right. And a Washington Post report said that ChatGPT uses 0.14 kilowatt per hour to generate a 100-word email.
Oh.
100 words is like 2-3 sentences. By the way, 0.1 kilowatt is this. This is getting a lot of use. So
Yes,
a
yes,
full
yes.
phone charge.
Okay.
And by the way, that can also power 14 LED light bulbs for an hour.
Oh.
Converting that to water usage, a large language model uses up to 50 milliliters of water to just say, "You're welcome."
So don't be nice anymore.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
So again, you might feel guilty, but being polite actually uses up more energy than necessary. But yeah. So
Now we know.
Now we say that to fellow humans, but not to
Yes.
ChatGPT.
Like cats. All right. Up next, there has been a voice or text message phishing case where a business owner got 50 million won withdrawn from his bank account in a matter of seconds.
Right in front of his eyes. So this is an important public service message
Yes.
to everyone. So a Chinese restaurant owner, he saw 50 million won withdrawn from his bank right in front of his eyes. So he said this in an interview with CBS Radio, and this happened in February. He received a text from his cell provider, which was SK Telecom, saying that his phone plan has been terminated. And he's like, I didn't sign up for anything to be
Okay.
terminated. 10 minutes later, he gets a message from a different provider, LGU Plus, saying that a new line has been opened. Again, he didn't do this.
Okay.
And then his phone died because it's been terminated. That number
Whoa.
isn't alive anymore.
Okay.
So he ran to the nearby office and they told him it's 99% likely a hack. It's been hacked.
Okay.
So he went to his supposed new provider, LG U+. However, the thing was, it was made through U+, but it was Al뜰폰, which is a mobile virtual network operator, which kind of piggybacks off of one of the main 3 lines.
Yes.
So therefore, they are not authorized to cut that line.
Okay.
Right. So then he gets an alarm on his wife's phone saying that there's been an overdraft charge on their minus 통장 of 10 million won. Again and again and again, 5 times. Yeah.
Ouch. So big question because we want our listeners to know, how did this happen?
So as with a lot of these hackings, it's malware on your phone. But how did he download this?
Right,
well,
right.
apparently he said he thought back and he said 2 to 3 months ago, he received a text message saying that someone has died. It's called 부고 문자, that about information about a funeral.
Yes.
When he clicked on the link, right, and that's always how these stories start. Nothing downloaded.
Okay.
But his phone, the screen got turned off for a bit. And
It
then
went
he was
dark.
able to bring it back. However, it seems experts say that this is likely when he downloaded a virus or malware. But then still, fine, how do they take his personal information and get access to his bank account?
Right.
And also open a new line? Well, the police asked him if he had a copy of his ID on his phone. Yes. But then, listeners, think about it. Do you have a photo of your 주민등록증, driver's license, your passport? Because especially for freelancers, if you have payment information that needs to be processed,
ask for it.
they will ask you.
Yes.
And you do. And we often don't delete it. Or think about this. You may delete it from your gallery, from your photo album.
Right.
But if you're using a messenger app, that photo's still in the photo account for whatever, in the ether somewhere, the
Yes.
cloud of that messenger app. So you need to
Exactly.
delete that too. So this could have been the cause. So experts say that hackers can use information from your ID to make a fake ID with real information on it. And then these MVNO phones, Al뜰 phones, they have flaws or lapses in their security system. So hackers exploit that to create a different phone line and they can steal money from you.
I see.
Again, the gist of the story, the lesson, never click on links sent by unknown users and delete all photos of IDs. I know it's inconvenient to take a picture every single time,
But we should
but
now.
yes, we should.
I know what I'm going to do after our program.
Right?
Much to delete.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. For our final story, this also has to do with consumer safety, but this time with direct purchases from China.
Right. So people
Yes.
are shopping around for gifts, and these direct purchases from Chinese e-commerce platforms have become very frequent, very common. However, that also raises questions as to, well, are they safe? Because direct purchases don't go through the necessary safety inspections.
Right.
So Seoul City conducted another round of safety inspections, especially with 25 toys sold on Alteshi, so that's AliExpress, Temu, and Shein. 4 of them did not meet safety standards. So for one, this is a keychain or key ring with a little fluffy doll on it.
Yes.
It showed high levels of DEHP, which is phthalates 계가 소재, and this is apparently used to make plastics flexible. However, that particular keyring had 278 times the permitted amount.
That's awfully high. Not just like even twice as high would be high, but 278 times?
Not percent, times.
Times.
By the way, that is a level 2B carcinogen, which is potentially carcinogenic.
Yes.
One clay, which it's clay, children get so they touch it, and
Yes.
some young kids even put it in their mouths.
Oh, gosh.
It had traces of chloro-methyl-isotiazolinone and MIT methyl-isothiazolinone. That name might be very unfamiliar to you, but these were the substances that were in the fatal humidifier disinfectants. That is what made it fatal. So in South Korea, naturally, they are banned from children's products. So Seoul City has asked online platforms to not sell these and advise the public to please be aware. And you can look at the entire list of the 4 products that didn't make the cut on Seoul City website, seoul.go.kr.
Thank you for all the waggly stories. Thank you, Haley.
Thank you.